G'day everybody, I'm Marg, I'm from Australia. I'm an NLP Master Practitioner, a Timeline Therapy Master Practitioner. I'm also a Master Hypnotherapist and I'm an Access Master Practitioner. Now if you told me 12 months ago that I would be where I am now, I would have just laughed at you and thought, no, that won't ever happen, because firstly I don't like studying, and I haven't studied since I was in school. And to be able to do everything that I've been doing, I've had to study, and it's been a real challenge for me. And the one thing that I'm finding is my new latest motto is getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. Now, this video is really uncomfortable for me because I've never ever done anything like this before. So please excuse me for my first time doing this video. And please excuse me for reading my notes. Obviously, the more practice I do with this, the better I will become. But anyway, thank you for tuning in. I'm just truly grateful for being asked to be one of the speakers on this conference. Extremely touched and humbled to be even asked, and I'm just so thankful. So thank you so much. Okay, let's delve right into it. A little bit about me. I'm a mother. I'm a horse lover. I've been riding horses 20 odd years, so actually probably over 20 years. I was competing in dressage for many years, just until recently my horse passed away. I still love horses, obviously. I'm a nature lover. I love being outside. I've always been a very outdoor person. Love being outside, just keeping myself active and keeping fit. I'm a past avid tennis player, and I've also done a lot of ballroom dancing, professional ballroom dancing. So that was love ballroom dancing. That you just can't describe what it feels like to dance with someone who knows how to dance. It's just an amazing feeling. And I'm very much into motorsport. You wouldn't think it, but I am. I'm a bit of a rev head. I love my V8s, and I love fast cars, and yeah, that's what I enjoy. I've also been a member of an emergency service here in Adelaide, dealing with floods and cliff rescues, and just was in that for many years and became a team leader. So that taught me a lot of things about how to rescue people and tying knots and stuff. So yeah, that was a great thing to do, to be able to give to the community and to volunteer my time. So yeah, that was really good for me. Okay, a little bit more about me. I live in country sort of South Australia, which is wonderful for me because there's a lot of kangaroos and koalas, which is native Australian fauna, that wander around on my property. I've got hills and vineyards nearby, and it's just beautiful for me because I love being in nature and I love the peace and quiet. So I find that fantastic for me. I also enjoy just slowing down, just doing meditation, just a gratefulness meditation morning and night, and I find that's just one thing to be grateful for. I mean, there's so much to be grateful for in life, and that's why I do my meditation, because it's just to say that I appreciate and I'm grateful for everything that I've got in my life. Okay, now for my story. I'm a survivor, and I've got a story of personal transformation, and I have a passion now for empowering others to help turn their lives around for the better. Now, a little bit about me. My early years saw me working in a lot of clerical positions after I completed school, and I used to just go out and work in insurance, in superannuation, and never really enjoyed it, to be honest. Sitting down all day was just not my thing. I just didn't enjoy sitting down all day. So one day I was sitting there doing some temp work, and I saw a guy on a ride-on mower outside mowing the lawn, and I thought, yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to be outdoors. I want to be outdoors mowing lawns. So I decided to swap my swivel chair and my pens and my glasses, and decided to swap that all for chainsaws, whippersnippers, ride-on mowers, irrigation, rose pruning, everything, you name it. And yeah, so I'm more skilled in how to service a chainsaw, how to service a ride-on mower, and how to use a whippersnipper, how to do a bit of landscape designing, rose pruning. So I'm all skilled in all that area, and I've been doing that kind of work for over 20 years. Started off working for a local council, and then I went to a cemetery, which I absolutely loved working for a cemetery, because the people there really appreciated what I did. I don't know whether it was just having a female touch. Don't take that the wrong way, because I took extra care in maintaining people's plots, and I had families coming up to me giving me flowers. I even had one lady, which I've still got today, she gave me a little teddy bear because I used to go and look after her daughter's grave, and it was really sad having to go over and bury babies, which I have exhumed a baby, and I was pregnant at the time, so that was not a nice experience, but it's life. I've had to go and bury children, and I'd be going over to sight the coffin, and I'd be in tears because I couldn't even imagine what it would be feeling like. But now I'm a mother, I could truly relate. I've had ashes blow up my nose, in my nails. That was a really, really wonderful. I loved working in the cemetery, and believe me, I'd give anything to go back and work in a cemetery again, because it was just one thing that I just truly loved, knowing that I was looking after their loved ones' plots for them. Then after that, I had my son, so he's all grown up pretty well now, a teenager, so I'm a mother, and then I went back to doing gardening work, and I worked for a private college, looking after all their grounds and maintaining all their grounds, doing all the irrigation, doing all their rose pruning, doing all the mowing, all the weather snipping. Anyway, unfortunately, I had a workplace accident and I lost my job and got replaced with contractors. I loved working, I just loved being outdoors, out working in the garden area, and when I lost that job, I was just so angry, because I thought, how could you, after almost 12 years of giving my time to this school, throw me out of that job and make me and replace me with contractors? Now, contractors, I don't know what they're like in your country, but in here, they don't really give a care or any thought. They just come in, do the job, and they come out. They're not really, there's no care involved with that kind of work. Whereas with me, I'm very passionate about what I do, and I always wanted to make the gardens always look perfect, because it was a reflection of my work and my talent. So when I lost that job with my injury, I was just so angry. I got to the stage where I was just so angry, and with that, and then going through being bullied in the workplace, at numerous workplaces, sexual harassment in workplaces, and then having toxic relationships and being cheated on, domestic violence, emotional abuse. After some time, after years, and also being bullied throughout my primary school and throughout my high school years, it gets to the stage where all your life has just been bullied and abused, and then you get to a point where you're at breaking point. And I think I reached that in about March last year. I was just at breaking point, and I was so angry. I just didn't know what to do. And when you don't know what to do, it's like you don't know where to go. You just don't know. You're just lost. You're just all in your head is just so full of all these emotions going through in your mind, and you really don't know what to do or where to go to get that help that you need. So anyway, when COVID came in March last year, at the same time I was going through all of this anger and all this sadness and I had a family event that happened as well, and that made me sad and that made me angry. So on top of everything, I really just thought, what is the point of life? Because I really just didn't know what to do with my life now. It's like my gardening job had been taken away from me because of my injury. I was no longer allowed to be a gardener anymore. I'm only trained in gardening work. I thought, how am I going to find a job? Who's going to employ a gardener to do office work? So then I just thought, well, I've got to do something, because I need to work, obviously. But then COVID came in, and then that took away looking for work. So then I thought, well, what can I do with myself? I've really got to get myself out of this mindset of just being angry and sad and just tired of, because that's how I felt. Just like I just really didn't feel like living anymore, because you just get to a point where enough is enough. Anyway, so then I decided to do a bit of searching online, and I stumbled across NLP. I think, what in the world is NLP? And I thought, neuro-linguistic programming. I thought it sounded like some pasta dish. I had no idea what in the world this was. I thought, what is timeline therapy and hypnosis? Isn't it that little thing that you sort of go, and you follow it, and you're sort of like in some sort of, zonked out sort of state, but it's not. Anyway, so I did a bit of research, and then I come across a lady here in South Australia who works through the Tad James Company, which is the top company for learning NLP and timeline therapy and hypnosis. So I thought, right, I've got to do something about this. I can't keep living with this mindset. I can't keep living with anger and sadness and just ready to punch someone, basically, because I was so angry and I just didn't know how to release this feeling. So I booked in to do this NLP. Of course, that was a challenge for me because I don't like studying and I don't like sitting still. So everything over the last 8 months, 9 months has just been really a challenge after challenge after challenge after challenge for me, which is good in a way because I really am getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, and every time I step into doing something that makes me uncomfortable, I thought, right, this is just for my growth, like doing this video today. It's not easy for me, but here I am. So I booked into the NLP course, and I had to walk into a classroom full of strangers, which doesn't make me comfortable at all. So that was straight away, I was like, oh, and I probably gave off the wrong vibe, but that was not intentional. It's just that I'm not used to being in a classroom full of people. That I'm used to being outdoors in the garden. I'm used to being out working on my own, on a ride-on mower, just minding my own business, mowing the lawn or whippersnipping. So I've been used to working on my own, out in the open, in the beautiful gardens, and not being in a classroom full of people. So that was a real challenge for me to get through, first of all. So I went into the classroom, did my NLP practitioner training in timeline therapy and hypnosis, and that was such a challenge for me. And with the studying, I had to do this huge assignment. It's like, Anyway, I scored highly well in that one. I was, 90%, and I thought, oh my goodness, I've got a brain up there that can actually do things. And I thought, if I actually clear out all this clutter and all this crap that's going through into my head, I can actually really do things if I put my mind to. So did my training and became a practitioner in NLP, timeline therapy and hypnosis. And I thought, after I did it, and we did the breakthrough, well, not the breakthrough in the sense that we did the timeline therapy breakthrough, and that just, whoa, that got rid of a lot of emotions that had been built up over the years, because I finally found something that actually took away everything that I was feeling. So that was incredible. Then I thought, well, what else can I study? Then I came across what's called access bars. Now I'll tell you a little bit about access bars. It was founded by Gary Douglas. He's the founder of Access Consciousness. And Access is a set of tools and processes that are designed to facilitate more consciousness for everyone. Consciousness includes everything without judgment. It is the willingness and capacity to be totally aware, totally present in all areas of your life. And consciousness is the ability to continually awaken to more possibility, more choice, and more life. Now, with access bars, there's 32 points on your head where we've stored all our thoughts, our ideas, our beliefs, our considerations, our emotions, and our attitudes. And it's kind of like, if you have a little think about it, like when you're on your computer and your computer starts getting really slow, and you start cursing at this computer, like, come on, go faster, go faster. And it's because it's cluttered up full of stuff that we've put on it. Well, when you have your bars run, on those 32 energy points on your head, it's like you hit the delete button on your computer. So basically the bars are like a hard drive of your computer bank. It's like literally the stuff you've stored in a lifetime after lifetime. And what it does, it deletes all the files so that those things that no longer are in that file just don't automatically come up anymore and affect you. So having a bar session is just amazing. You just recline in a chair and they just gently put their hands on those 32 energy points. And I tell you what, it's like, wow, where's that gone? And you start thinking, where did that thing go? And you can't believe that just trying alternative things really does work, and now I'm a true believer that after everything I've gone through, you can actually change your life around. So that's access bars. That was absolutely incredible to actually to do access bars and to be able to have that feeling of having all of that clutter out of your head. Now, after I did the access bars, I then went in and decided to book in and do NLP Master Practitioner training. And I thought, wow, why not? I've already done more training. I've done all this studying. Let's take it a notch up and learn more. So then I booked in to do my NLP Master Practitioner, Timeline Therapy Master Practitioner course, and my Master Hypnotherapy course. So that was 2 weeks of training, and we had to do a major breakthrough with that, and that absolutely cleared out everything. Everything that I had gone through previously since March last year, gone. I can't even describe the feeling to you. It's like, in 1 minute you've got stuff all going on in your head, and the next minute you come out after doing, because we did a big major personal breakthrough in timeline therapy with Master Prac, and I come out of it thinking, wow, where's that gone? Where's that feeling gone? I don't feel angry. I don't feel sadness. I don't feel any hurt. I don't feel hurt, and I don't feel any fear, and I don't feel any guilt. I don't feel anything. I thought my head just felt light. Just felt, I can't even describe it to you. You've really got to experience it to know how it feels. But I'll get a little bit more into that in a minute with the timeline therapy. So with hypnosis, some people believe hypnosis isn't real. Like they've seen it in the movies or on a stage show, or they've seen a guy walking around as if he has all this power on the stage and makes people cluck like a chicken. That's not hypnosis. Hypnosis is a natural state of mind that everyone experiences every day. And when I tell you about that, it's like, let me tell you a story. Well, when you are watching, like say if you're watching television and you're so engrossed in watching whatever it is that's on that television, and you're watching it and you're watching it and you're watching it, and say someone calls out your name or your phone rings and you don't hear it, that's a form of hypnosis, like a form of being in a trance, because you're so engrossed in watching what that is. So hypnosis is gentle and it's very, very safe, and it works very quickly to bring powerful results. The art of hypnosis is to fully understand trance. And trance is not about being drained or zonked out. Trance just feels normal. It's just relaxing. It's a natural state which everyone goes into from time to time. And another way is like doing meditation or like daydreaming. So hypnosis helps connect and establish better communication with your unconscious mind. And hypnosis, it allows you to remain in absolute total control at all times. And during trance, you will expect to feel like really increased levels of relaxation, just so relaxed. But still, you'll still be like fully aware of all your surroundings around you. And let me just give you I'll just give you a little bit of a taste of hypnosis. So let me show you what hypnosis is. Like you just close your eyes and you just breathe. And you just keep breathing. And you just keep breathing and you just feel so relaxed. You just feel so relaxed that even if you try to open your eyes, you just can't. You just feel so relaxed. And that's it, that's hypnosis. It's just such a relaxed state. Everybody does it. It's like the first thing you do before you wake up in the morning, and also the last thing when you go to sleep at night. That's hypnosis. Basically, you're just in that trance before you go to sleep. So it's a very, very deep relaxation, and you're in total control at all times. And hypnosis has been proven to assist with stress reduction, stop smoking, weight loss, and any bad habits, like say if you're a nail biter. So hypnosis is fantastic for all kinds of those things. And when I did it, I was almost falling asleep because I was just so totally relaxed. It's just a beautiful, beautiful feeling to feel so totally relaxed, and your practitioner's talking to you, and you're doing what they're asking you to do, and you're taking it all in your unconscious mind. And it's just, I wish everybody to go and experience it. It's just a fantastic feeling. Okay, now we'll get into timeline therapy. Woohoo! This is fantastic. This is cool stuff. Okay, when we do timeline therapy, we do a personal breakthrough. And what we do with that, the first thing that we do is we elicit a timeline. Now, some people are through time and some people are in time. And I'll just give you a bit of an idea, if I can find enough one. Unfortunately, I can't. That's okay. So with the timeline, some people will see their timeline as being their future this way and their past that way. Some people will see their past this way, some will see their future that way. Some people will be this way, some people will be that way, some people may be this way. So everybody's timeline is a little different, and that's fine. We're all different in how we have our timelines. So that's the first thing we do, is I will elicit your timeline to see how where your past and where your future is. Then we go into doing a detailed personal history. And the more I know about a client, the better intervention that I can give them. So I will be asking a lot of questions. Now those questions are, I don't want to know about your problem because I have no respect for that problem. I need to know, get right down to what has caused that problem for that first event. So what we do is we discover the root cause of the first event for a negative emotion and also for the limited decision. Now, after I've asked you a lot of questions, what we do is we work with your timeline. And we go up onto your timeline. That's why I needed to know where your timeline was, because I get you to close your eyes and you'll float up above your timeline, and we go into the events. Now, we have an event for anger, sadness, fear, hurt and guilt, and we work on all those 5 major emotions. And we always work with anger first and then sadness. So we always go in on each one of those emotions and we find the very first event. And then we go in and we remove those negative emotions around that event. And we keep going on anger, sadness, fear, hurt and guilt. And then after I've removed all those negative emotions, I then go through and I remove all your limited decisions. Those limited decisions where you don't feel good enough about yourself, you're not good enough, you can't make enough money, you can't have a good relationship. Same sort of thing that I had, doubts, and I thought, well, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with why I'm such a beautiful person? Why are people treating me this way? You know, they're all limited decisions because I couldn't understand why people were treating me the way they were treating me. I couldn't understand it. So we'll go through and remove all those limited decisions. And after we've cleared out everything, all your negative emotions, all your limited decisions, if you've got any conflicts, we do a thing called parts integration. So if you've got any conflicts in life, I will help you with that as well. I'll also though go through and work out your values to see what your values are, and we'll work out your values before we get started, and then we'll work out your values at the end. And you'll find that your values will totally change from what they were when we initially started. Okay, after we've cleared out everything, we're going to set some SMART goals, because we want some goals for you to achieve and to put into your timeline. Now these goals are SMART goals, and you know why they're SMART? Because they've got to be specific and they have to be simple. They have to be measurable and meaning to you. They have to be achievable at all areas of your life. They have to be realistic and responsible, and they have to be timed and towards what you want. So after we set those goals, we'll then lock them into your timeline. And by doing that, what we do is I get you to make a picture of that goal in your mind, make it a visual picture, make it an auditory picture, and make it a kinesthetic picture, or representation I should say. And then I get you to step into your internal representation, adjust your submodalities, which is all NLP terms, like what's the colour, is it close, is it far, is it panoramic, can your picture of your goal come closer, can it be further away? So we just adjust the submodalities. And then I get you to step out and dissociate yourself out of that picture. And then I get you to float up into your timeline. Well, say your goal is in 12 months' time or 6 months' time. We get you to float up into your timeline, into the future, into whenever that time is when you want to have that goal. And we get you to float into your timeline, float out into that future, take that internal representation and float above your timeline right out into the future, however far away it is. And then we insert that internal representation into your timeline. And we let go of that internal representation and let it float right down into your timeline. And then you'll notice all the events between now and then, from then and now, and we reevaluate them and to support your goal. And then once the client has got that picture into their timeline, we lock that into their timeline, like a Tupperware dish, lock it in. And that way that picture of that goal that they've got in their mind, whatever that goal may be, we've locked that into their future, into their timeline, and then we get them to float back up on their timeline and come float back down, and that goal, SMART goal, is then locked into their future. So it's pretty, everything I did in this timeline therapy, just even the personal breakthrough, because we had to do a breakthrough in, it wasn't called a breakthrough, but it was kind of like one in practitioner, but it was master practitioner, where we really had to do a full-on breakthrough. We had to be asked very in-depth questions, and some of the questions are really like, they don't make sense, but when you, after you've done it, after you've gone through and done your timeline therapy, it does truly make sense, and you can understand now why the questions are asked the way that they're asked. So yeah, after I did my personal breakthrough and cleaned out everything, locked my SMART goal into place, I can't even explain to you how it feels. It just gives you a new lease on life. It's like you're a completely new person. It's everything that you experienced, all that emotions, negative emotions, limited decisions that you were experiencing before you saw that practitioner. You think everything, how can they possibly have removed all of that? But it's with timeline therapy, hypnosis and access bars, you really have to experience it for yourself, because I'm living proof after what I've gone through with all the abuse and bullying, domestic violence, that you truly can change your life. It's an incredible, I can't express it enough, that going through what I went through and clearing out all this stuff in timeline through timeline therapy is my brain just doesn't have any negativity in it anymore. Like, with timeline therapy, we don't actually remove the memories. The memories will always be there, but we change the way you view that event. So, and if I was to go back into my past and think about those things now, they don't upset me at all. And it's a fantastic feeling to know that my past no longer affects me anymore, that now I'm on a new path, I'm on new personal growth, and my life has improved for the better. And I can't thank Tad James enough, I can't thank Gary Douglas enough for having these programs, because they are mind-blowing. To absolutely go, to be 12 months ago, to be in the state of mind that I was in, and to go through all of Access Bars, timeline therapy, and do all my master practitioner, and to absolutely clear up everything that was going through in my mind to be where I am now, I wouldn't have believed it for a second. So I can highly tell you now, go and see somebody who specialises in NLP, timeline therapy and hypnosis. If you're struggling in your life right now, just know there are people out there like myself who are living proof that you can transform your life. You can empower yourself. You can completely live the life that you deserve and the life that you want. So I ask you, if you really are struggling, or maybe you may know of somebody in life who's really struggling with mental health these days, or depression, or any other anxiety, or got some fears, or maybe their confidence is down really low, maybe they want to release some trauma, or maybe they want to realise some goals, or improve their relationships, or release some stress, boost their confidence, overcome their fears and phobias, please book in to see an NLP timeline therapy practitioner, because I tell you what, it was the best investment that you can ever do, because we're in our bodies, we're in ourselves until the day we die. We don't want to live our life full of anger. We don't want to live our life full of sadness and fear, hurt and guilt. We want to live the best life that we can live. Wouldn't you like to live the best life that you can live, knowing that all this stuff that's been weighing you down can be gone and gotten rid of, and you can actually be happy, you can be positive, you can live the life of whatever you like to live, of just knowing that, wow, I've got confidence again, wow, my self-worth. So when someone comes to go and put you down or bully you, no, I'm not going to tolerate that, because I've got a voice now, and I'm going to stand up for myself instead of going, oh no, they're bullying me again. So yeah, I highly recommend anybody who's struggling with mental health these days, or anything that I've mentioned before in my video, please reach out and see somebody, because it is the best thing that you could ever do. So on that note, I just want to say thank you so very much for tuning in today and listening to me. I really, really appreciate it. If you'd like to know more details on me, my website is www.purposefullife.com.au. feel free to reach out to me. I would be more than welcome to help you. I do online by Zoom, not through access bars I can't, but for hypnosis or timeline therapy. If you know of anybody who would like to release what I've been telling you about today, please feel free to reach out and get hold of me. It'll be my absolute honour and privilege to be able to help you and to transform your life. Well, thank you so much for listening to me. I hope you've had a bit of insight into hypnosis, timeline therapy and access bars. And if I can help you, feel free to reach out to me. Love and light to you, and thank you so much. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.